I'm immensely joyous to see all of you here. I do not know what to say from my side. The words get lost. They have no meaning. So many of you aspiring to ascend to that state where you would have complete joy, bliss and peace. This is what I could give you. And a mother is only happy when she can give whatever she has to her children. Her unhappiness, all her restlessness, everything is just to achieve that end, to gift all that she has. I don't know how much to thank you people to go through all this, to get to that treasure that you have within yourself. Sahaj is the only word I could think when I started to manifest Sahasrar opening. That's easily understood by everyone so far. But you have realized that it is today a different style of yoga where first enlightenment is given and then you are allowed to look after yourself. It was never done before. It's just a venture of your mother which has worked out. Otherwise, in the olden times, in the olden times, the system of, it's rather too close, I don't know what to do. Am I all right? Yes. Adjustment, all right? It's all right, it's better. So, in the olden times, of course, the concern of the divine was to get people enlightened. And he did not know how to work it out. No incarnation ever tried to work it out in this fashion. But whenever they tried to have a very severe hardship for the seekers, very severe hardships. I wondered how many of you have read the treatise of Buddha when he used to travel with thousands of his disciples, not giving realization. They were not realized souls, without feeling any joy around, with two clothes, living in the jungles, just two clothes. And the area where he visited, which I have seen myself, is terribly cold, chilly, absolutely chilly. And the clothes were not clothes actually, it was cloth, covering their body, sleeping on the open ground, in very severe winter, or maybe the summer. Without any shoes, they were asked to walk for miles together, miles together. If you go and see where Buddha has walked and trodden, you'll be surprised. Buddha was also young, he used to also walk. But his disciples used to walk much more, because he would go and station in a place. He would send his disciples, there was no time to advertise or to announce anything. So he used to stay in one place, and the disciple used to go around the villages, ask for bhiksha, meaning the alms, to gather some food from villages, cook one time, give part of it to Buddha, and the rest of that they used to eat. They would go, work out, get people from all the villages, whatever was possible, and would bring them to Buddha for a sermon. Such sacrifices. They have lived in huts, caves, in terrible darkness, meditating, but they never got realization. Very few got their realization. They were people who were sons of great princes and prince, dukes, what you call, duchess as you call, all very, very rich people. Women of very rich families followed him, and they walked for miles together with him in the thorny roads, because they felt that Buddha's work was of such universal importance, that they are the part and parcel of such a tremendous task, that they should be taking part in such a great work for humanity. This is not only in India, but even Viditama, who started the Zen system in Japan. In China, I was surprised. The amount of sacrifices the saints had made, the way they lived. I mean, if you see the way they were living in the conditions, you cannot imagine. And they ended up their lives like that, working it out without any proper guidance, because Buddha had died. There was no way out. They had to find their own ways. Then they found Mahayana, Shvetayana, all kinds of things. Even if you see other seekers in other religions, like at the time of Christ, where did they live? And after the death of Christ, it was even worse, because they were persecuted, were killed, they were tortured, crucified. It happened with Moses also. His disciples were hounded, so they had to all run towards India. Imagine the distances from that area to Kashmir, how they must have walked, how they must have lived, how they must have carried on. And in thousands they came to India, because they realized that they are doing a tremendous task, something so great that they are supported. In this country, we had a struggle of freedom. I was a part and parcel of that. My parents were part and parcel of that. They were rich people, quite rich, I should say, from every standard. You'll be amazed, my father burnt all his suits. They were stitched in England. My mother burnt all her saris. They used to spin their own clothes and wear them. My father sacrificed everything, every pie that he had, for the freedom struggle. He left nothing for us, not a single. I should say, of course, our family being rich, we had silver and gold and all that. But as far as all the cash money was concerned, was spent. And all this silver and gold also, thanks to English, that they took away from us, and they returned us when they went back. That's how we had some silver and gold left in the family. Everything, all that is material, was snatched away. And I know we lived in beautiful houses and then we shifted to huts and lived there. Sacrifices to the maximum. I was very happy about it, very proud. We had only 2 changes. We used to wash our clothes, live like very poor people, sleeping on this kind of a thing. For my life, I remember that I never used to take a pillow. I never used chappals for ages. I had only one sweater made out of this kind of a material. Till I passed out and went to medical college, I had that sweater with me. I had only one coat throughout my education. When I was in Lahore, which is terribly cold, sometimes can be like London, which was worn out and finished. But we never grudged and never grumbled and never said that our father should have looked after us and done something. Why did he just sacrifice everything for the country? Never, never, never. But even today, when they see us anywhere, they know we are the children of such a great man. They have tremendous respect for us. That quality was created, I should say, by Mahatma Gandhi. He made everybody so transformed into a new personality of tremendous sacrifice, tremendous. You cannot imagine how people lived. All the money that we had, everything that we had, all conveyances, all housing, everything was given up. Not only by my father, but so many of them. Otherwise, we could not have got our freedom. To get our freedom, this country has sacrificed so much. Now, after that, we are here to get our freedom, to get the freedom for our spirit, to make our spirit free from our greed, lust, from your anger, from our conditionings, from our terrible ego, from the body being enslaved by comfort. I must say Gandhiji had a special charm. I don't know how he managed. He was like touch of Midas, touched anybody, he became transformed. And he was an extremely strict man, very kind to me, to children. But he was an extremely strict man. He would not tolerate any nonsense at all. Throughout, if you study the way all these people were brought up, not only for freedom of or independence, but even before that, for spiritual life, anywhere, there's one thing very common is sacrifice. And the consciousness that you are doing something right. Consciousness that you are part and parcel of the whole. Such a big thing, such a big work, such a noble cause. And then there was one thing very common. Very common among all of them, that the noble cause, the upliftment of the noble cause, made them sacrifice in such a Sahaj manner. Much more than the Sahaj Yogis sometimes, who have got so much in Sahaj Yoga. They have got their joy, they have got their spirit. I have seen it with my own eyes. Such people in this country, whom you may call legendary, but I have seen it. Thousands of people were killed and butchered. Children died. Nobody shed tears. Nobody shed tears. But to feel that you are for such a noble cause, itself gives you that joy and that sense of involvement. And moreover, what I know about Mahatma Gandhi and other people, what I have seen, how they were, everybody was not allowed to come in. And anybody who did even slightest thing less than, whether he was a king's son or he was anybody's daughter or anything, any little thing they spoiled, anything, he was chucked. I have stayed in Gandhi's ashram, so I know what it is. And that's how you know I can go through rigorous life. It is his state. All the children above 12 years had to clean the whole of that ashram area, which is in up to 50 acres of land, every morning. They had to clean their latrines. Also the latrines of the guests, I have cleaned. And they were allowed only 2 dresses. And nothing could be kept, even you cannot see one paper anywhere, any litter anywhere. So clean, spick and span. And their living places were so neat and tidy. It was all done with cow dung, completely with cow dung. Everybody had to take a bath early in the morning at 4 o'clock with cold water. Whether it was Jawaharlal Nehru or Abul Kalam Azad, my father, of any age group or a child. And 5 o'clock, Mahatma Gandhi was there for his lecture. Please don't raise your hands and raise your kundalinis. Please be seated. That's not the way. Try to understand what I am talking. And then early in the morning at 4 o'clock, you'll be surprised. Getting up, for me it was all right. And then to walk in those 50 acres of land to the center of that hall, which was nothing but just an open space surrounded by